Good day everyone and welcome to another video on the first series on our MATLAB tutorial from Federal University of Technology Mina. So we're going to be going through still the MATLAB interface, continuing from our last class. From our last class, as you can see from on the screen here, we have a variable which is A and another variable which is what B, and we assign them into what we assign them A 56 and B 78. Let me use the opportunity to explain what a variable is. A variable is a box that helps that in which you can put in items inside. You can imagine it that way. Let's say you have a box and you can put in a pen, you can put in tomatoes, you can put in books, whatever you want to put into it. Now, these things, items you are putting into them, they could be of different types, right? Exactly, they can be of different types. So the same thing in programming or in MATLAB. Let's say we declare a variable. Let's say my my home, for example. It could be anything. Then we're going to give it, let's say, a value of, let's say, 0.5, for example. You can also say x to be equal to, now we're going to give it a type, a different type. So let's say string. So what have I done here? My home is a variable, x is also a variable. Now, but you can see that what I assign simply means when you give your variable, when you put something, let me put it this way. Let's say, remember we're using the analogy of a box. So let's say when you put something inside your box. Now in this line of code, now we have put in 0.5 into our box called my home. My home is still a variable, right? And then 0.5 is the item I'm putting inside what my home. So when you do such like this, you call it assign. You assign, meaning you have assigned or you have initialized your variable. Good. So the same thing here. This is x, a variable, and then I have assigned to it what string. The difference between these two things, 0.5 and string, obviously, the 0.5 is a double, or when you see double, it just simply means the decimal point, in it. And then string here is a what? Is a string because it has letters. It's a combination of what alphabet of single alphabetical characters A, B, C, and so on. Bring them together will give you what a string. But a simple character can be just be letter R, for example. So this is a basic overview of what variables are. Remember, variable is a box. My home is a box. Inside my home, I put 0.5, or I can put 700 and 7,890, whatever it is you want to put in. So we're going to put a pause here, and in future videos, we're going to be working with this, and I'm going to be explaining more on them. So, like we saw in the last video, we're able to declare, or yeah, we're able to declare a variable A and B, and we're able to assign them 56 and 78. And then when we run them, we got our outputs were in our command window below here. So if I'm to run this again, now I'm going to get my output. B is 78, my home is 7,890, X is what is string. Beautiful and good. So, but what if I don't want to present my output the way it is actually presenting or it's being represented here in the script? You can actually change that by using what we call a live script. So by my left hand side, you click on new, that plus icon. Now, you don't click on it directly, you actually click on the arrow that points down, and then you can see what a live script. So I'm going to click on live script, and then you will see a difference between a script and a live script. So a script, you can see this dialog box here, or you can just call it like a tab, where we're writing our code. So here we can actually adjust, this screen, and I'm going to show you the purpose of this other part, this other section by my right hand side. So let's declare some variables, shall we? So let's see, A is equal to 58, 56 rather, and G is equal to always 30. Okay, so when I run this code, now we can have our output by what our right hand side. as you can see here. A is 56, G is always Thursday. So this is a little bit different from the script. When we create a script, first of all, our output is in the command window, and then it is saved at .m, as you can see here. But here, our output is in by our right hand side, and it's saved as .mlx. So that's when between live. That's let's say the first thing you should notice when you're comparing a script and a live script. And that thing you should know is that before you run a code in a script, you must have to save it. But unlike the live script, you can actually run your code without saving it. But it is still advisable you use Control S to save your work, and then you can say live. Let me just say L and then script one new. So then we saved it, right? Which is very beautiful. Bravo. Now, another thing again to notice in your live script is you can actually add text. For example, you come to this tab here. Um, you can see there's a text here. There's a text icon here at the top. So, and then when you click on text, you can actually see there's a division that allows you to type. So, my next section. And then when you're done, you can highlight it, make it bold. You can also increase and make it give it a color, texture, to make it look nice, Then you press the enter keyword, then unless you want to go back to code, you click on what code. So don't worry, we're going to be exploring more on the other things as you can see as time goes on. So this is how you can work with your live script. So another thing again, I want you to show or quickly just put into this video is that you can actually use the comment. So let's say you created a variable of junk is equal to, so something like sweet, so and then you can say my age is equal to 45. Let's say you want to comment this out. How do we comment in MATLAB? Well, you can use the percentage symbol, and you can comment it out. And that easier way is just to highlight everything, go on this bar here, as you can see. I hope you can see it. Then you click on comment. So you can actually comment directly from there. And then when you run this code, you won't see the output. But when you uncomment them, when you remove the percentage sign, you run this code, you actually see the output by your right hand side. I hope we have gotten a basic overview of the difference between scripts, live scripts, some of the functionalities, saving our variables, working with variables, assigning, declaring, and I hope you have actually gotten good